Good morning. How's everybody doing today? I thought I would take a minute to hop onto the channel and say hello to all of my followers. And if you haven't yet, please hit that lovely like button. That helps with the YouTube algorithm significantly. Sorry for the bouncing video quality. I'm balancing the phone while I'm driving, which is probably a terrible idea, but I promise I'm being safe. Anyway, I just wanted to take a minute to talk about real estate investing. I think that it's something that not a lot of us grow up learning about, maybe because our family didn't have experience with that, or maybe we were from a financially challenging situation in our earlier years, so we didn't get the opportunity to learn about it. My parents definitely didn't have a lot of money when I was growing up, but my dad thankfully directed me to a book by Robert Kiyosaki, which I just can't say enough good things about for young people. It taught me about the power of investing in businesses and investing in real estate from a really young age. And if you haven't read that book, I highly encourage you to take the time to either buy a hard copy or get a digital version to listen to or read on your phone and see if it's something that you're interested in. My story is that I got out of high school, I went to nursing school, but instead of paying rent while I was in nursing school, I opted to buy my first property at 19, and I was able to do that because I didn't go into any debt when I got out of high school. I immediately went to work as a nursing assistant, and I worked for 3 years so that by the time I was ready to go into nursing school, I had the money available to buy a very inexpensive property for myself so that I could live on less money than I would have paid in rent while I was in school. And then, of course, after I graduated, my income went up so that I was able to sell out of that first home that I owned and buy myself a duplex when I was 26 years old. And I lived in that duplex on and off for about 5 years, maybe a little longer. And while I was living there, I fixed up one side and then I'd rent it out to another person. And then I'd move to the other side, fix up a few things, rent the other side out. And currently I live in another home that I was able to purchase with my spouse. And we rent one side of the duplex out as an Airbnb for short-term visitors to Albuquerque, as well as some traveling nurses or people who are at UNM for a semester or two. So that's rented out on Airbnb. And the other side is rented out to a caretaker of sorts who has been renting from us since 2015. Absolutely lovely couple. The energy and just overall beauty that they bring to the property with their healing courses that they teach and their herbalist courses. The garden is just spectacular, and they add so much value to the property. So that property is fully rented out and has been for the last several years. We built a casita at the home that we live in, and we rent that out to a young man who has he's going to UNM intermittently and works on political campaigns, so that generates a little bit of additional income for us, and also helps to pay the mortgage. And we recently purchased a third property, which is also a duplex, and this one was an absolute steal. The previous owner had a lot of deferred maintenance, didn't live in town, so we were able to pick this property up inexpensively enough that the mortgage payment on a 15-year loan is only $600 a month. And both units are rented long-term to tenants who have been there for more than 10 years. So all of the properties that we own cash flow positively, which is something that's really important to take into consideration when you're thinking about buying a home. Does this property cash flow? Which just means, do all of the rental incomes coming in cover the cost of paying the mortgage and the monthly operational costs? There are a lot of different calculators online that you can look up to help you figure that out. I would say that ensuring that the property cash flows is probably one of the most important things for you to figure out in buying a property, because you don't want to get into a rental where you didn't realize that you were responsible for covering utilities, or that all of a sudden there's a $25,000 repair that needs to be made that you weren't expecting when you purchased. So I highly encourage you to hop on YouTube or any of the other investment websites and really find out what the ins and outs of operating a rental property are, and see if it's right for you. And of course, also speaking with a financial advisor to see if this is the type of investment that you want to get into. I'm a big believer in real estate as a means for building wealth for your family, and also for helping to ensure your future financial independence in your retirement years. There are just a variety of reasons that I've chosen to make real estate such an important part of my portfolio and my life in general. Okay, so I am actually getting ready to pull up to a house that I'm showing to a first-time buyer here in Albuquerque this morning. I'm really excited about this property. It's listed by another amazing broker at Realty One of New Mexico, where I work. So I'm really hoping that we can make this happen. It's a beautiful remodel, and I think I've mentioned before, there are so many great renovations in Albuquerque right now. If you are looking to buy a new home, there's definitely going to be something out there that suits you. Also, if you are in the market to sell your home at this time, I would love to help. We can do a free comprehensive market evaluation for you, and determine what we think you could get for your property. And if it seems like that's right for you, we can get it listed in the next couple of weeks. My number is 505-227-5963. I don't usually keep my phone ringer on, so send me a text message if you want to connect, or find me on Facebook or Instagram. Again, hit that like button if you haven't done so already. I'd greatly appreciate it. It helps with the YouTube algorithms. And I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great Saturday. Bye.